Hadley. I'm the social media coordinator for Bar People, and I'm here with John Caraco, bartender of the Inn at Saratoga, but you may recognize his face from Sperry's and One Caroline. So, John, we're going to start with a couple of questions.
Okay.
How did you get into bartending?
I had done it a little bit in college, informally, and I actually got a job as a waiter in Pennsylvania at this big seafood restaurant, Quakertown, Pennsylvania, because I was teaching, and a friend of mine, one of the other teachers there, was a waitress at this place. So she got me in there, and I started waiting table, and it was very apparent from the get-go that the bartender was having a lot more fun than the wait staff. So I wound up quitting there and getting a job at this sort of neighborhood saloon by where I lived. It was right next to a factory where people were making gauges for the United States Navy, very fine work. These guys would come in at lunchtime, start knocking back Christian Brothers brandy and Schmitz on draft, and go back to saving the United States Navy.
Oh, great. Do you have any local breweries that seem to be very popular here at the bar?
Well, this is a relatively small place, so we have 4 taps, and we kind of rotate them. But like right now, we're selling a lot of Common Roots, which is the place in South Glens Falls that had the fire, and all the other brewers
all
in the community came together to help out. It's a great story.
Yeah.
So so we're happy to sell that. And there have been some other ones. We've sold a lot of schmaltz, but like I said, we kind of rotate them through. I don't deal directly with the vendors, so I kind of come in and see what they have, and I sort of cut back my schedule because of other reasons. But there are different distributors, and I think a lot of times what happens in places, they tend to do business with the distributors they like, and they don't all have the whole selection they have what they have. But there's a lot of great local beer. Even right around the corner, Artisanal, we've used them.
Artisanal.
I'm leaving a lot of them out, I'm sure, but there's plenty of good beer here.
Do you have any tips for people just starting out bartending?
Again, I think it's important you want people to enjoy the experience, and it's not about you. And I think that's something that I see sometimes. You get this sort of arrogant bartender syndrome. People are just kind of putting on a show. Yes, people might want to be entertained, but at the end of the day, it's really about your customer.
Yeah, and I think you have some of the best conversations with bartenders too. So you just got to be able to.
And you also have to be kind of. I've worked at a lot of places, some of which have been very, very busy, but I've never had like security or anything. So you kind of have to be the adult in the room in some ways. But if an 8-year-old walks into 3rd grade, they expect the teacher to be the authority figure. But in an adult setting, you don't only have any authority because people choose to give it to you. So you want to be respectful to people, but be professional and show them that you're doing your job, and then you just kind of don't have any trouble.
Yeah, it's true. Do you have any other favorite bars in town that you like to go to?
Well, I'm not getting out like I used to. There's one place that I can walk to, of course, so I've been there more than I probably would have been in previous years. But there are a lot of good places to go now, which is great. I used to go to Sperry's a whole lot. I like the Muzan House. There's a very interesting environment there. It's the one place that's really different from every place else, But there are plenty of it. There are at least a dozen great places to stop in for, just get a snack and a glass of wine or something. Lots and lots.
Now, if you were to travel outside of Saratoga, is there a specific place that you think has great food and beverage that you like to go to?
My palate is the whole world here. This is a big question. Again, I'm not getting out too much these days, but I like going to Lake Placid. Lake Placid is a fun little village, and there are a lot of great little places. And the people are kind of the same. There's sort of almost a sibling relationship with Saratoga and Lake Placid. There are many people I know who have worked in both places. So when I go up there, I could just go up there alone and run into somebody I know. So that's fun. It kind of feels like home, but away from home.
Nice. Well, that's the end of our questions. Okay. So when can people see you here? Wednesdays?
I work here on Wednesday nights only.
Okay.
And we have great live music. I know that your website, it has a lot to do with promoting live music, and I think the music scene here has gotten really, really good over the last however many years. And there's a good, solid crew of people. And most places can't afford to hire a 5-piece band every night, so a lot of these guys will play solo or duo, and then when you get them together, if you can kind of keep up to date on who's playing where, you see a bunch of these guys playing together, it's going to be a great show.
And Chris and Tim are usually here
Chris
on Wednesdays.
Carey and Tim Weckler, and they're definitely part of that core.
Yeah.
There are plenty of other guys, Jeff Walton, Rick Bolton. Gosh, I'm gonna leave out dozens of them, but it's become a really good. Used to be like, especially in the summer out here, there was a lot of music, and some of it was good, but it just seems to get better and better all the time.
Yeah, I mean, and at Saratoga, it's a classic place in Saratoga as well. So
it's been a
just come
hotel
for
here
culture.
since 1843.
Yeah.
I actually had a guy come here a couple of years ago. He said my great-great-grandfather owned this place in the 1860s when it was called the Everett House, and it sort of matched up with the little swag we had on the history of the place. And doesn't he whip out the register from the front desk from the 1860s? He would sign in on one side, and the other side was all ads from local retailers, horseshoeing and all this other livery stuff. It was crazy.
Wow. Yep. So come and see John here on Wednesday nights here in Saratoga and enjoy some live music. Thank you, John.
Thank you. Nice pleasure.